I'm your host, Joel Perez, and you're watching Wrestling with Politics. And today we're going to be discussing a very fascinating conversation that Tucker Carlson just had with billionaire Kevin O'Leary about AI and the future impact that that's going to have on America, on the United States. And the reason I found this conversation so fascinating is because Tucker Carlson, he did a fantastic job here asking Kevin O'Leary. He asked Kevin O'Leary literally the exact question that I had on my mind because these billionaires and a lot of powerful people have been coming out and saying that AI will actually create more jobs than it destroys. And I'll be honest with you guys, for a split second, I actually bought into that framing and said, perhaps these people have a point. Maybe AI will create more jobs than it destroys. Maybe AI is actually a good thing. But then, if you take a split second and you think about it a little harder, think about who are the people saying this. It all happens to be billionaires like Kevin O'Leary who have billions invested in AI and have all the profit to gain off of this new technology. So of course Kevin O'Leary is going to say that AI is going to create millions of jobs. And Tucker Carlson, he did a fantastic job asking Kevin O'Leary exactly what I wanted to hear. Let's roll this clip where Tucker Carlson confronts Kevin O'Leary and asks him directly to his face, what are these jobs that AI is going to create? Listen to Kevin O'Leary's answer here because it's very revealing.
You're yes, part of the basis of AI. You can't have AI without data centers, at least right now. What are those millions of jobs? Because we can go through the list that the creators, the people who actually are making AI right now, we can go through the list of jobs they say it's going to eliminate, which would be like lawyers and financial planners and like the basis of upper middle class America. That's going away. They've said this. What will it be replaced by?
It'll be replaced by new science opportunities, new exploration into space, new manufacturing for robotics. Wars in the future probably aren't going to be fought with people getting shot in the flesh. It'll be one set of robots against another. You know, you debate the data center. I think it's fair to do that, what you're doing, but I would be very concerned if I were living in Taiwan that one day my electricity just goes out and I get invaded by basically robotics. That's what China wants. Now, if we don't get there first, I think we'll be in a bad place in 20 years.
I think it's very revealing that I asked you about jobs in the United States and you went immediately to defending Taiwan.
So there you heard the answer to this question, which I myself very much wanted to know the answer to. And to be quite honest, Kevin O'Leary's answer was absolutely pathetic. He starts talking about Taiwan and how future wars, and we're going to need AI to fight the future wars for us. What type of garbage ass crap is this? And honestly, it makes sense that this is his answer because Kevin O'Leary, if you know anything about what he's doing right now, is invested millions into a new AI data center in Utah, which is going to generate more electricity. It was going to need more electricity than the entire state of Utah itself. So that's why Kevin O'Leary is so gung-ho about AI, because he himself is very much invested in it and he doesn't care what the consequences are going to be. He doesn't give a damn because he's gonna make billions off of this. And that's why him and all these other rich people are so happy about AI and they're so talking wonders about it and how this is gonna be the technology of the future because they don't care if it's gonna eliminate millions of jobs in the process. They're gonna come up with whatever rationale they have to get it done because this is part of their own master plan to create riches for themselves, I guess, and screw the rest of society. And let's talk about these jobs that AI might create. All right. Every time there's a new technology, yes, it does create new sectors that we can't even imagine. And so that's what Kevin O'Leary is talking about here. These new sectors, we just can't imagine what it's going to be yet, but the new technology will create those things. And that's what happens every time. For example, when the iPhone technology came out, that completely changed the game. And taxis, which used to be a thing where the taxi services used to run themselves and the cab drivers themselves would participate in the profits. that all got taken over by Uber and Lyft. So at least the jobs are still there, right? But think about it. What kind of jobs are these? What kind of jobs were created here? Were they better jobs? Absolutely not. The taxi drivers, where before they had more control, more direct control over their own jobs, now who controls those jobs? Large corporations like Uber and Lyft. And who gets majority of the profits? Those exact corporations. So yes, the jobs were eliminated and new jobs were created, but were they better jobs? No, they were worse jobs where you lost control, where you lost profits. And that's exactly what's going to happen with AI here, because it's never a good thing when jobs are eliminated from the economy. It's never a good thing. Even if the jobs are replaced, it still causes massive upheaval and it still uproots the lives of millions of regular citizens. But Kevin O'Leary, he doesn't give a damn about any of that because he's a billionaire and he's not going to be affected by any of this. And you know what makes it even worse? Kevin O'Leary, he's not contributing anything to society. He doesn't. Why is Kevin O'Leary a billionaire? Does he work any harder than you? Does Kevin O'Leary, when was the last time Kevin O'Leary worked 40 hours a week? I can tell you for a fact that this week I've worked harder than Kevin O'Leary. You watching this video across the camera, you've done harder work than Kevin O'Leary this week, but somehow Kevin O'Leary's the billionaire and you're sitting here struggling to survive, living paycheck to paycheck. What the hell did Kevin O'Leary do that was so damn special? What did this guy contribute to society that makes him worth $1 billion? That makes it so he's gonna have control of these AI data centers that can then take up more electricity than the entire state of Utah. What makes him so special? Is he more qualified than you? No. Is he smarter than you? No. Is he better looking than you? Certainly not. And Kevin O'Leary, he's the perfect face to show as a representative for all of this AI bullcrap because he's the perfect, ugly, nasty, disgusting face to be the representative of this movement. That's why I'm so glad that Tucker Carlson had him on to have this debate, because this is the face of the people who are going to have control over your lives, who are going to have control over this society. And Kevin O'Leary, he's not special. He doesn't bring anything of value to the table. What, and even worse than that, is that Kevin O'Leary, not only does he not contribute anything to society, even worse, he's a leech. He takes from society. He takes more than anybody else, and that's exactly what he's doing here. He's gonna take more electricity than the entire state of Utah to build his stupid little AI data center, because that's exactly what he is. He doesn't contribute anything to society, and even worse than that, he takes from society. He doesn't deserve the billions of dollars that he has, and yet he's still allowed to take and take and take and take. And why? Because he has enough money to do so. That's the only reason that he's able to get away with any of this, because he's the billionaire and he has enough money to pay for all that electricity and to pay to build the AI data center. That's why Kevin O'Leary is in the position that he's in, not because he's ultra talented, not because he worked harder than you. Again, we've all worked harder than Kevin O'Leary this week. When was the last time that Kevin O'Leary worked a 40-hour work week? It's been decades. I can assure you that. Kevin O'Leary has not worked that damn hard for anything, and yet he's reaping the rewards of this society. He's the one being rewarded with the billions of dollars worth of wealth. Guess what? He's stolen that wealth, and that wealth should be going back into your pockets, but instead, this society rewards leeches, absolute filth, absolute scum like Kevin O'Leary, and to be quite honest, I can't stand for it anymore. It's absolutely disgusting. We need to turn the keys around, and we can't allow Kevin O'Leary to build these AI data centers, because it's going to degrade our society even worse than it already is. We're going to give control over to our society, and that's what these AI data centers are about. It's about authoritarian control. What do you think is going to be happening inside of these AI data centers? Kevin O'Leary, he's going to have access to the mass surveillance of U.S. citizens, and he's going to be able to track and see your every move at any moment that he wants. This is absolutely dystopian. It's a scary reality. And thank you for Tucker Carlson for calling him out, for bringing this to light and showing us exactly what's about to happen here. That was a very important debate. I encourage all of you go and watch the full debate between Tucker Carlson and Kevin O'Leary because it's very, very revealing of exactly what's in store for our future if we allow billionaires like Kevin O'Leary and this AI garbage to take over our society. Because at first, yes, I did buy into this framework, into this narrative that perhaps AI will create millions of jobs. But again, put your noggin to use here and think about what kind of jobs are these going to be? Are these going to be jobs where you have control, or are these going to be jobs where you're getting told what to do by AI? So what kind of jobs are going to be created here? It's jobs where you have less control, where the powers that be have more control, where the corporations are the ones reaping the profits even more so. And that's already happened in this society 10 times over. That's already what happens every single time a new technology is rolled out. When the iPhone came out, with the Industrial Revolution, every single time that new technology is rolled out, corporations and the powers that be use it as an opportunity to inflict and seize even more control over the society. And that's why we need to be aware here and stay awake and not allow this to happen again with AI. We need to be wary here of what these people want to do, because AI, it can be a good thing and it can create millions of jobs, or it can be something that's used by people like Kevin O'Leary to absolutely dismantle, surveil, and destroy this society. So that's what I have to say about this for now. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you think Kevin O'Leary should be allowed to build his AI data center? Personally, absolutely not. Kevin O'Leary's a leech. He shouldn't be worth billions of dollars. He contributes nothing to this society. And of course, he's the number one guy. He's one of the most important people. He gets to be on Shark Tank telling other people what to do all day because, of course, that's what's rewarded in this society. Absolutely pathetic. For now, that's all I've got to say. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you all next time.